you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ramadan Kareem to all our listeners. Thank you for the question. The significance of Ramadan is to renew the piety of Allah, the consciousness of Allah. It is something, it is a sort of medication to remedy our imperfections over the year. And it is also a means of reactivating us for a perfect life. It is a means of drawing us closer to God, and in an effort to be close to God, it also gives us opportunity to be conscious of our environment, to be able to impact on our environment, to be able to discharge our responsibilities, and it also creates in those who fast the consciousness of their responsibility, not only to their neighbors but also to the environment. And you are asking of the impact. The impact, the way I see it, is that it wants us to be able to practice what we practice during Ramadan after Ramadan. If you fast during Ramadan and after Ramadan you are not increased, there is no increment in your consciousness of God pre-Ramadan, then probably one had not fasted. Because Almighty Allah himself says it that one of the reasons, one of the reasons that Almighty Allah wants us to fast is to renew our consciousness to God. If you are fasting and you now you say, oh, because I'm fasting, I don't want to say bad things, I don't want to see bad things, I don't want to do evil, it is to, if you can do it for a month, out of the consciousness of God, God expects you to then learn to be able to continue with such a pious life after Ramadan. It also impacts on us because it gives us the conscious, as if God was not there before Ramadan, that now I'm in the presence of God. And that consciousness, God wants it to be permanent in our life. Generosity you give to it's not during Ramadan alone. Yes, you increase it during Ramadan, but you must not go back to your pre-Ramadan period. The Ramadan fast will have instilled in you the need to be more generous. We should not live ostentatious life. Some people during Ramadan itself is when they live it. They now display food, they display the things they do, and so on and so forth, which is not necessary. What Ramadan wants to instill on us is to be conscious of Allah, conscious of those. And you see, if you have food and you do not want to take it and nobody is watching you, no police is saying you must fast. If you do not fast, nobody is going to hold you responsible. But you are fasting. Even when you are in the room, in your room where nobody is seeing you, you won't go and take water. What does that teach? Self-discipline. We should learn self-discipline. If you fast during Ramadan, if you can do so, it means you can discipline yourself. If you have so many, like, nobody is perfect. If you know you have 3, 4, 5 imperfections during Ramadan, at least drop one. After Ramadan, drop one. Make sure that whatever the lessons you learn from Ramadan is perfect in you. And many people think that, I should not do this during Ramadan, but immediately Ramadan goes, I can
it's
go
back to the status quo.
You have not fasted. People now, and of course, during this time, it also gives us an opportunity because the purpose of our creation is to worship God. That is the primary purpose of our creation. But we have been diverted by so many things. Almost all of us, including maybe the imams, are not diverted. But those of us who are not imams, we are diverted from the primary cause, and we start pursuing so many things. It is a time for worship. And mind you, in Islam, when you talk of worship, it's not limited to canonical worship. Worship in Islam, if somebody is a medical doctor and you have patients in your hospital, and you now sit down somewhere and say you are reading the Quran, you are not reading the Quran at all. You are committing an offense. You are a teacher, you are paid to teach students. You now say, oh, I have to finish my Quran. That is not it. What Islam expects of us is that we see God in everything we do. When in your place of work, you don't become a devil in the place of work. And when you get to, I always I smile when I see some of my Muslim sisters. When they see me outside the mosque, they will offer their hands and say, oh, Salamu alaikum. But when you come to religious place, they do like this. You should always, if you know that something is bad, whether within Ramadan or outside Ramadan, in the mosque, outside the mosque, you must be like that. But if you know that this is you are imperfect, continue your imperfection until not to be deceiving yourself and think you are deceiving them.
All right, thank you so much.